Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, I'm so glad that you are watching this video. I am going to do a quick introduction. My name is Lauren. I just finished my first semester of nursing school. I am in an accelerated ABSN program down in North Carolina, and first semester is done and over with. I graduate next December, so only a couple more semesters to go, but I post videos about my journey through nursing school. And today I thought we would do a very casual video, and by casual I mean like I want you to feel like you're on FaceTime with your best friend, and I want to tell you everything I think that you need to know and I wish I knew going into nursing school for my first semester. So I thought that we would do that by getting ready for the day. I have a lot to do today, so I need to get ready, but I also need to film this video and talk to you. So we're gonna start and we're gonna do 5 things that I wish I knew before starting nursing school. So to get ready, first, Aquaphor. We're starting with that on the lips. My lips are so chapped. I am back in New York right now, and the weather is a little bit different than North Carolina. So my lips are so chapped. I'd also like to say that I have 2 friends behind me that will probably start barking at some point. So I'm so sorry, but that is the struggles of filming with dogs. But let's start off. We're starting off with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter on the face. And let's just get right into the first thing that I think that you should know. So if you're starting nursing school or you started already, you probably may have figured this out, but you do not have to be the best. I went into nursing school thinking that I'm gonna have the best GPA, I'm gonna do all these things, and you know what? Sometimes life does not go the way you planned it. So I started nursing school. I told myself that I wanted above a 3.8 GPA. That was my goal. I was close. Didn't happen, but I was close. But that was my goal. I knew that I wanted to get into a good residency program after nursing school, and the ones that I were looking at were wanting above a 3.5 GPA. I know, crazy. So I told myself that I needed to be even farther above that. I needed to be at a 3.8, and then I'd be good. I'd be set. I wouldn't have to worry about my GPA holding me back. And then you get into nursing school and you start taking your classes. This semester I took foundations, assessment, pathophysiology, and pharmacology all at the same time. And I quickly realized that maybe that 3.8 was not as realistic as I thought. Yes, I studied really hard. I did all my work, but you know what? Sometimes things just don't work out and you don't do great on a test. You kind of flop an assignment here and there, and you know what? That's okay. You do not always have to be the best. You also do not always have to be the best at everything you're learning in clinicals and everything you're learning in lab. That is something that going into, I wasn't expecting on being the best, and I definitely wasn't the best. I didn't have much prior experience, so going in and learning how to do things, even though they were simple, took me longer. I didn't have any bedside experience, so I didn't fully understand everything that went into it, because when you think about making a bed, it seems so simple, but there are so many other things that go into it. Also, when you think about taking vital signs, blood pressure, a manual blood pressure is so hard to get until you learn. And like when you're listening and you're trying to listen and you hear all these different sounds, they're so hard to get. And some people in my program got it on the first day, and then there was me like 3 or 4 weeks later, like, I think I got it, but I'm not really sure. So you do not have to be the best at everything you do. If you go into a program with that in mind, knowing that you don't have to be the best, your life will be so much easier. Trust me. Okay, I'm just putting on some of the Halo Glow Beauty Wand Contour Stick. I love this one because this is one of the ones where you like push up and it all squeezes out. I kind of put it kind of low, so we're gonna go kind of high with that. I'll do some on the forehead and a little bit on the nose. Finish with that. Just use a beauty blender to blend that out. All right, second thing you need to know going into nursing school. I kind of touched on this already, but everybody comes in with different experiences. Whether you are going into an ABSN program, which is an accelerated program meant for students who already have an undergraduate degree, which is me, or if you're starting brand new, this is your first degree and you're in a nursing program. Everybody comes in with different experiences. It does not matter what program you're in. So my program, people came in with 5 years of nursing assistant experience, or some people were like, I've worked in a restaurant and I know nothing, which was kind of me. So coming in with different experiences is a good thing. People have different life experiences. People are mature in different ways and in different aspects of their life. They know more things, they know less things. There's so many variables to it. It's not a good or a bad thing. I'm not over here trying to tell you to get as much experience as you can before going into nursing school. Would I say that's beneficial? Yes, but it's not necessary. So going in, I had absolutely no experience whatsoever. Really quickly, I'm going to do the Maybelline Fit Me. We had a little issue with the dogs barking, and I have now added another dog right here. So, like I was saying, I came in with no experience, but first we're going to do the Maybelline Fit Me. This is in Fair Light. So I came in with no experience whatsoever. I worked in an ED for a matter of like maybe 2 months, and that was it. But I also did not get much experience through that. I was just a clerk, so I wasn't doing anything bedside. And people come in with, like I was saying, 5+ years experience, and you are like, how do they know so much? They're doing better than me. There's so many things that they know that I don't know. And of course, it comes through experience. You learn through experience. I hate to tell you this, but when you get out of nursing school, you're going to feel like you learn nothing. Like you're going to feel like you learn so much, but at the same time, you learn nothing. And you're going to learn most of what you need to know through the experiences you get as an actual nurse and learning from other nurses. So that's exactly what these people came in with. They came in with this experience from learning from other nurses. And they're talking the medical jargon and they're saying all these things and they know all these things, and you feel like you're so far behind everyone, but you're not. I'm telling you, nursing school has such a good way of evening out the playing field for everybody so that you don't feel like you know nothing. Yes, there are going to be things like making beds and doing vital signs and all this stuff that, yeah, you may be a little bit far behind in that. But once you start getting into the nitty-gritty of doing actual nursing skills, everybody is on the same playing field. So the person who came in with 5+ years experience and the person who came in with 0 years will all be evened out. Trust me. So if you're starting your first semester and everybody knows so much and they're all bragging about how they've done X, Y, and Z, and this one was an EMT, and this one was this, and this one was that, you're good. Trust me. This is the e.l.f. Forever Sun-Kissed Primer Infused Bronzer. This little guy right here. Do that on the upper cheekbones right here. This is a very like natural makeup get ready with me. I just have a couple of things that I need to do and run some errands. So we're just doing a little bit of makeup to make myself look a little bit more presentable. But tip number 3, let's get into it. I have my little note cards like on the mirror that I'm using so that I stay on track. But it is, everybody's studying is different. Trust me, you're going to experience so many different study methods. And it's going to be a little bit confusing because you're like, well, should I be doing that? And if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. There's two kind of parts to this tip. And the first is that everybody has different study methods, and some people like active recall. Some people just like to watch videos. Some people like to read. It is really up to them. And if somebody's study method doesn't work for you, please do not try and make it work for you because you want to study with them. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and that's okay. You can be best friends, but your studying is just, you can't do it together. You're not compatible. The second part to this tip is that there is so many different ways to study, but if you have a set studying method for like your other classes, and then all of a sudden you get into nursing school and it's not working for you, that is normal. It is nursing school is a different type of beast and you're going to have to study differently. So if watching videos never worked for you before, you know what? Try watching videos. It may work for you now. If active recall, you hated doing that, try it, because honestly, so many people use that in studying for their nursing exams that maybe it's worth a shot to try it out. So if you have to kind of switch your study methods because you get your first test back and you get a 50, it may not be that you don't know the information, it's just the way your brain's retaining it, because nursing school is a different type of information. It's very application based. It's not just what are normal vital signs. The question would be saying, the patient X came in with X, Y, and Z vital signs. What are your next steps? So you see what I mean? Like there's a little bit of a different, there's more of an application base to it. So if it's not working for you the way you're studying, switch it up. It's cool. You're good. All right, let's do the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel to kind of like tame these brows a little bit. Put that on. Ooh, one of the dogs are leaving, so that's good. So let's talk about number 4. Tip number 4, ask questions in clinical. I'm telling you, clinical is your time to fail. I know that that seems crazy because you want to make sure you're doing everything right so that you pass and you're getting everything done. But all my professors, all my clinical instructors were like, if you fail, that's not a bad thing. You're learning. This is your time to learn. This is your first time in that situation. You're not going to know what to do every single time. And so failing is A-okay, okay? They want you to be like, I don't understand what we're doing. Please help me. So ask questions to your clinical instructor, ask questions to your professors, but more importantly, ask questions to the nurse that you're assigned to. I know they may be like, I hate students. Please do not ask me anything. Please do not, like, just kind of follow me around and do not get in my way. There are many nurses that will be like that. But if you can find a nurse that is willing to take you under their wing and teach you everything, it will be so invaluable. I can't tell you how much I learned. There was one day that I had a nurse that was like, okay, hit me. Like, ask me all the questions. I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to have you doing X, Y, and Z. And just like, tell me if you're not comfortable, if you need more guidance, whatever. And it was amazing. I learned so much, skills that I haven't even learned yet in school that I watched her do. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay, that's what that is. That's what this is. And there were so many things that I just felt like if I didn't ask those questions to her, she would have never sort of been so open. I started off being like, hey, I am completely new to this. I'm a student. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. Please let me know if I'm being annoying and I need to like tame it down. And that's when she was like, oh yeah, no, ask me so many questions. I wasn't sure. Like I wasn't sure where you were at. And so I think it's just open communication and questions is the most important part of nursing clinicals. I'm telling you, if you fail, it's okay. I encourage you to fail. I encourage you to be like trying to put in an IV and you're like, I need somebody to walk me through this and help me, because that's the only way you're going to learn. All right. One of the last things we're doing is the Tarte Lashes Lights Camera Lashes Mascara. Put that obviously on my eyelashes. All right, so let's talk about tip number 5. Tip number 5, and this is sort of went into like the last tip, but I want to reiterate because I think so many people struggle with this, including myself. But tip number 5 is that failing is okay. Like, I cannot stress this enough. Failing is part of the process. And I don't just mean in clinicals, I mean your test. You are going to fail a test. If you're somebody who always gets A's on their test and then you come in and you get your first D, it's cool. I'm telling you, you'll survive. My teachers are the same way. Like, there was one test that we were all freaking out about. It was a harder test. We all didn't do that great. And my professor was like, you'll be fine. Like, you're supposed to fail. It's all good. And that's not my professor being mean or them not being supportive. Like, they're very supportive, but they're like, it's okay to fail. You're gonna be fine. This goes back to, you don't always have to be the best. We're just gonna stop right there and let you know what I'm doing. This is the Juicy Lip in the shade Rose from Tarte. I absolutely love this thing. This is the last step of my makeup routine. But like I was saying, it is okay to fail. You're gonna fail 100 times, and failing is gonna make you so much of a better person and so much of a better nurse. If you go into a situation knowing, as a nursing student, not a nurse, as a nursing student, that, you know what, it's okay if I ask questions, if I mess up, if I go into a test, it's okay if I'm not fully grasping the material, because you're going to get through it. You're going to survive. I had a professor on my final that I took about 3 weeks ago. I went up to her and asked some questions after the test, and I made mistakes because the question was asking about the priority for the nurse. And most of the answers were correct. It was what was the priority. And she was like, you know what? I'm glad you messed up on this now. I'm glad you got it wrong, because I can see where you went wrong, because almost all the answers are correct, but it's where is the priority for the nurse. And she's like, I'm glad you messed up on this, because now you'll learn and you'll know for the next time. So it wasn't like oh yeah, you should have knew that. It was like, girl, you messed up. It's all good. So that is my tips. I know this was a very casual video. I just feel like the more casual it is, the more you can just like sit, watch me do my makeup, listen to what I'm saying. Because if you're starting nursing school in the spring, if you just finished your first semester, or if you're thinking about going to nursing school, because I know a lot of people are applying right now, there are so many things that you need to kind of think about before you go in. And if you're a perfectionist, my goodness, you're gonna have to figure that out, because it's not gonna work for you. Or, you know, it might. I shouldn't say that, but for what I've learned and through my experience, perfection is just not always an option. But that was my 5 tips for starting nursing school and things that I wish I knew when I started nursing school. If you have any questions about school, about applying, anything related to nursing school, please reach out. I encourage you to do so. I have my email in my bio, I believe, and then you can also ask questions down below. I would love if you do so. I love sharing advice and like wisdom, because I used to ask so many questions to people who were in nursing school before I started nursing school. So if I can now turn, like the tables have turned, I am now in nursing school. So ask me all the questions. I absolutely love it. If any of these resonated with you, if you're a nursing student and these resonated with you, please leave a comment down below. Tell me which one, because I want to know that I am not the only one who experiences these. I know that my classmates have, but you know what? Every nursing school and every experience is different. So tell me about your experience. I would love to hear it. I am going to be posting videos every week, so if you want to subscribe to my channel, that would be so amazing. And if you don't, that's cool too. I get it. If these are not your style videos, it's all good. But I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.